Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another OV, another Opposition View show, where we are looking ahead to the Leicester City game on Wednesday night. And for that, I've got Lee Chappy Chapman back on the show once again. Welcome back.
Yeah, again. I know. Yeah, this is becoming a regular occurrence.
Most certainly is.
Yeah, I'm just hoping the result isn't a regular occurrence, because you've beat us twice in the Premier League now in 2020. So I'm not. Let's hope it changes. For us.
I remember rightly, though, you did beat the first time I did the show with you. You did beat us though, so
yeah, I think so. I can't remember the scoreline though. I'm trying to get it up on the screen now, but
it was the one Ian Acho scored the last minute winner. Like,
yeah, what year was that? God, we've been doing this for a while. We've been doing this for a while. Yeah. So how you been then? How's Everton rolling around? Anything?
Well, they're rolling around a lot higher up the table than we were last season, so we're very happy with that.
Yeah,
it's been far better than last season. Last season was an absolute dirge, to be honest, of a season. We just plodded through it. It was awful. We finished bottom half. So I think it's really good to see us like back up in the top sort of 6, 7 in the table and trying to get into Europe. And I think that was what Ancelotti was brought in to do, and he's got off to a decent start in his first full season. So good
manager to bring in. Just highly respected amongst the managers as well. He's always highly praised, isn't he, by other managers? So it's a good move for the club. To be fair, Everton. I've always liked Everton. Always have done. Grown up as a kid, knowing that Everton were this established Premier League side. Kind of seen them as like almost a top 6 side really when I was growing up. I know things have slightly changed these days, but the media darlings seem to have their favourite 6 now, don't they?
Yes, they do. They do indeed.
Now, I have had a rant on another channel about this, so I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah, I had a rant on Twitter about it yesterday. Don't worry, but
I'll just tell you, I got triggered by Sky the other day. They had 3 pundits on. There was a story. It was 3 pundits, and Jermaine Beckford, and we can both relate to Jermaine Beckford.
Yeah, he's a cracking lad.
Yeah, but it was in the middle of it, right? And there was 3 guys, and they were talking about the title race. And at the time, Leicester were 3rd in the table. Liverpool were 4th, right? Man City was 2nd, Man United were top. And the first guy says that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United haven't won the title for so long, and they're really looking to push on. And they're followed by challengers Man City with Pep Guardiola with lots of experience and has already won this trophy many a time. And then Klopp's Liverpool with injuries ridden. Can he hold that title? Can he defend that title? It's a great freeway race. And I'm thinking, hello?
I think it was at you, Pub. Yeah, if of the fox sniffing in the snow.
It's me.
Yeah,
that was me.
Yeah.
It's this one. This one.
That's the one.
No. Fucking hell.
Honestly, no. It is. It's an absolute joke. I mean, our fan base has had it up to the ear with the media for about 5 years now, but it's just the way it is. I mean, we haven't helped ourselves sometimes because we've been absolutely dreadful in some recent seasons, but
yeah. I mean, you're a bigger side than us historically. You are a bigger club than us as well. I don't mind admitting that. But within the last 5 years, who's more relevant, Leicester or Spurs?
Well, Leicester have won the league.
So how are they media darlings? It's because they're based in London and we're based in somewhere in the middle of, well, most Americans would call it just near Nottingham Forest, where Robin Hood was. So fuck off.
But certainly it was one of those, wasn't it? Where I think it's a case of like we've very much what I've seen from us this season is very similar to what sort of Brendan's done with you guys. So like obviously it's interesting to I think we're in a similar position to maybe where you guys were a year ago. We're kind of a year behind and actually appointing a decent manager. So.
Yeah, well, Brendan seems to have really turned this Claude Puel style that was coming in from him. Claude Puel changed the counter-attacking that won us the league into this more possession-based football. But unfortunately, Claude Puel didn't have the intensity, is his favourite word, to get the goals. We weren't seem to playing forwards, just side to side, back to backwards, side to side. But no, there was nothing for Jamie Vardy to get hold of. And Brendan Rodgers came in and really high tempoed that up. There's high intensity, but unfortunately comes a lot of injuries with that. We've had a lot of injuries under Brendan Rodgers, more than we've ever had in the last probably 5 years. And that affected our season last season at the end of the run. we missed out Champions League football because of the amount of injuries we had. We didn't bottle it, ladies and gents. I know you like to say we did. It wasn't bottle jobs. Ndidi out. Bloody Ricardo Pereira. We replaced Ricardo Pereira with Ryan fucking Bennett. You can't replace a world-class right back.
I forgot you guys had him. Is he still there with you guys?
No, it was an emergency loan, wasn't it?
Oh, God.
That's what I'm saying. People forget that shit. They just see the name Leicester bottled it. No, we didn't bottle it. We lost fucking players. But now we're sitting in the top 4 with, give or take, the players that were injured. And now those players are injured are coming back. And we're still in the top 4. So it's great to see. The only thing is we've now lost our key striker, Jamie Vardy, for 2 to 3 weeks.
I was discussing this obviously on one of my shows on this channel very recently, and I was saying like Vardy's injured, how will that affect us? And someone instantly said, "Well, Iheanacho always has the game of his life against us, so he doesn't score. He doesn't seem to score that many, but he always seems to get one against us."
Oh, I don't rate him at all, and to be honest with you, Perez I think will play up top. Brendan Rodgers chose Perez for the Brentford FA Cup fixture. He looked very good up top, and I think he'll go again with him. He mentioned it in a press conference as well about Perez is a natural striker, and then he mentioned Kells like it was an afterthought. So I think Kelechi Iheanacho is going to hit the bench. I can give you my lineup in a bit, but we've predicted the lineup on a show that I do on my channel, and I get all the subscribers and stuff in the chat, and we will pick each position via vote. And we've got it right for twice. We've got it right now, bang on, including the subs bench, and we've got it right a couple of times, almost with a player, maybe 1 or 2 players missing now. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll show you the lineup in a bit. But any injuries we need to be aware of your end?
Again, we're in a similar position where we've had a lot of injuries and players are just starting to come back. Where the only big absentee will be Alan, who's an excellent player for us. He's been sorely missed. I mean, even then, we've been quite a counter-attacking sort of side lately. So
yeah,
Alan or no Alan, that'll probably be the way we set up. I think Abdoulaye Doucouré, which is going to be a massive miss for us. He's suspended.
Is he? Oh, okay, he's suspended.
He picked up his 5th yellow card in the Wolves game, our last league game. So
I see.
That's a real blow for us. I think this is something I will discuss as we go on. But our midfield is at risk of being overrun by you guys because they're our 2 best midfield players and they're missing. So I think our midfield is definitely like the midfield is where you guys, if you want to get a hold of this game, that's where you'll want to win the battles, I think.
Yeah, well, I think that's how it's going to work, to be honest with you. I think Leicester will try and play through the middle, like we just said, and I think you boys will probably best be getting the ball in the box because we're useless at defending at the moment. We're top at set pieces of the ball going in the back of the net. We're top of the Premier League for that. Even Brentford scored one in the 6th minute. They got one as well. And that was from a corner. So we are top at set pieces for goals going in. We can't defend for shit. I don't know what's gone on, to be honest with you. But I think, if anything, Calvert-Lewin's quite good in the air. He's tall. I think you should get on the end of a few headers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be how we'll try and set up. I mean, we're lucky to have like James Rodriguez and a lot of players like that, like quality coming back into the side. I think Alan and Doucouré, the only guaranteed absentees. There's a few others, Alex Iwobi and I think Iwobi, and that's about it. I think Iwobi's the only sort of doubtful one, and then the rest should be back and ready to play then. Yeah, I'm not sure about you guys. What can we expect from you guys? I know you said you've got a lineup prediction.
Yeah, so that's my predicted lineup. I don't know if you can go full screen or not, but we've got how we've looked at it. We've gone with Schmeichel, obviously, in goal, and we're going to go with James Justin on left because he's been phenomenal at the moment. James Justin, who's been brought in from Luton. We call him the Luton Carfu.
He's playing at left back in your lineup. Is that how he usually sets up?
He goes left or right, to be fair. And I think because you've got Richarlison down that right side, down that left side for you, I think we're going to need Castagna and maybe O'Brien down that right side to give Richarlison some trouble. So I'm going to go with James Justin to link up with Harvey Barnes down the left because them two as a pair are phenomenal down that left side. And we're going to go with Evans and Fofana. purely because I don't see Soyuncu and Fofana playing together because they've not played together yet properly. And Soyuncu's only just returned from injury properly anyway. So he's still got to get proper match fit yet, Soyuncu. So I'm going to go with Evans and Fofana.
How long has Soyuncu been out for you guys?
3 months. He tore I think is it an abductor tear? It's the same injury that it's the same injury that Ndidi did too. They both had the exact same injury. Ndidi had the surgery and came back a little bit quicker than Soyuncu because he didn't have the surgery. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of returning players from injury. That's the thing. Castagna's been recently injured. You've got Tielemans, who's been carrying a little niggle here and there. Ndidi, like I just mentioned, Soyuncu. Maddison was carrying a knee problem last season as well. So yeah, Ricardo Pereira, who's not featured in the side for quite some time, but did get some game time against Brentford. Surprisingly, I'm not putting him in the starting because, again, he's not had a full 90 minutes yet, not a full 90 since he's tore his cruciate back in March last year. So, yeah, so that's the team that we've picked with Tielemans and Ndidi, because Tielemans, you cannot not play Tielemans at the moment. He's just you can't miss him out in the middle. Tielemans is the star man at the minute. He's captain, I swear. He needs the captain's armband. He's that good at the moment. Maddison, Magic Madders is going to get some goals. He's creating chances. And Harvey Barnes is probably our top scorer in open play, more than Vardy. So
Harvey Barnes has been amazing this season.
Yeah, so when we get picked on and we get took the piss out of that we're a one-man team, Vardy, that scores our goals, well, it's not necessarily true. Not anymore.
But sort of obviously a few other players of yours of what about Cengiz Under? I mean, we were linked with him for about a decade before he ended up signing for you guys. I don't know how he's settling in.
He looked very good against Brentford, but it was Brentford. Came on as an impact player against Arsenal and caused havoc and got the assist for Vardy to score and beat them. But again, he's had an injury too. He's been carrying I think some sort of groin injury. So it's fitness problems at the minute is the biggest problem that we've got. And we're in a lot of competitions. We're still in the FA Cup. We're still in the Europa League and obviously still pushing for the Premier League as well. So there's a lot of pressure on, and we haven't got the biggest of squads, and a lot of the squad has just sort of coming back from injury. I think Mendes even had an injury too, who's sat in the on the bench there. Daniel Amate just returned from a leg break as well.
Yeah, that's it. You all right?
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I know. Yeah, Amate, he's very much a forgotten man with you guys now. I forgot he even existed.
Yeah, he broke his leg. I think it was against. I think Daniel. Don't quote me on this, but I think Daniel Amate broke his leg when the same fixture that Vishay's helicopter went down against West Ham.
Wow,
in
that's a long time ago now.
I think. I don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it was. I'm sure it was around that sort of time that he did it. Might have been the week before, but it was around then. So yeah, he was out for a good 2 years of his career nearly.
That's difficult, but yeah, we've had a few of those ourselves lately. Some very nasty injuries, but look, we've only missing a couple of players for this one. How's sort of Brendan Rodgers? Do you think how's he like the injuries? But look, we've only missing a couple of players for this one. How's sort of Brendan Rodgers? Do you think how's he like sort of transformed the team for like obviously from compared to what Poole?
Yeah, Claude Puel was just so negative, just too negative. You know, he just always had the excuses about possession. We tried to change our game. We tried, it's like, mate, the idea is to score some goals. You know, we weren't scoring for Toffee. And yeah, that wasn't a pun intended. And Brendan Rodgers has come in and it's turned it exciting again. You could have fell asleep at the King Power under Claude Puel. You could really fall asleep. It was that bad. But Brendan Rodgers he really has turned the tempo up. It's fast, really fast football along the floor as well. None of this crap in the air like championship stuff. It's good. It's good to see. It's refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot more direct from us. We lump it up a bit more. I think that's because of the aerial threat that we have in our team.
Yeah.
And also that our midfield, in the absence of the two players I mentioned, is garbage. So that's like I say, that's where you're probably going to have any joy if you're going to like dominate this game.
Well, I think I mentioned to you last time on the channel, James, what was I remember being at the King Power and seeing Sigurdsson turn James Maddison on 50 pence piece, and then he smashes it into the top bins against Schmeichel. My God, I mean that's up there with some of the best goals I've seen at the King Power from the opposing side. There was a Kevin De Bruyne goal, I think, and there was an Angel Di Maria for Man United.
The flick, yeah.
Yeah. There's 3 goals that stick in my mind, and that's the 3. And Sigurdsson's in there. What a goal! And sometimes he can be an absolute baller. When he's on, he's on.
When he's off, he's very off as well. Though.
Yes,
that's the thing with him.
Yes.
And I think that's very much I think that's a kind of a typical aspect of that sort of number 10 player who, sometimes does blow hot and cold. Only the very best tend to be more consistent in that role. And, I think we're lucky in a sense. I think in you guys, you've got James Maddison, who's doing very well.
Yes.
And we've now got James Rodriguez as well, who's been doing similar. She's been like sort of the creator in chief.
Yes, but he plays more right wing, right, than in the middle.
Sometimes it depends on who else plays. Really, he can play through the middle.
Yeah.
Or off the right.
Yeah, it's kind of how Brendan Rodgers has been using Perez as well. I'm still not convinced on Perez's position. I don't really.
I don't think anybody is.
No, I don't really.
Even
know.
in his Newcastle days, I wasn't.
Yeah, he's not a striker. He's not a number 10. What is he? I don't know, but he's definitely going to be used as a striker, I think, against you boys. Personally, that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those. It's always good to have a versatile player, but then it's also those kind of players tend to
not be the best at each position.
Yeah, not be a specialist of sorts. So it has its ups and its downs, I think, when you have players like that. But Perez is a good player. He'll do a good job every now and then, and he's another one who always seems to turn up against us. So, you've got loads of them in that team.
Yeah. What's your score prediction though? Because like I say, I think you beat us 2-0 on the last one, and the time before that at Goodison, I think it was 2-1 as well, 2 boys in the Premier League. So we do owe you one.
You do. I was speaking on the show that I did earlier, and I went for a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be one of them. I think we're going to keep it very tight, but it won't be easy. It's not going to be an easy game at all.
No, I think it's going to be a tricky game too. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I said that it's going to be a very tight game, but I think we're going to nick it. I think it's going to be 2-1.
Oh.
I said the same score elsewhere too, so I'll stick with it.
Yeah, it was one of them. I think we're in the situation we know that we are a bit missing in the midfield. I think we'll try and make the game very ugly because we're missing good players, and I just think it'll be a case of trying to keep it very tight. That's why I think it'll be a low-scoring game, 1-1, even though both sides have got goals in them.
Well, you've got 2 games in hand technically on us, so you could actually get the 6 points and be level with us. That's the thing. You're not that far off of where we are.
Yeah, so, I think it's all a case of like obviously one of those games in hands against Manchester City, so it's going to be interesting. We've got a lot of games still in front of us to play. We haven't even reached the halfway mark of our season yet, so there is loads to play for. But we could still I think we discussed this game before I came on with you, and it was a case of we described this as a don't lose game as opposed to a must win. It's a must not lose for us.
Yes. I'm looking at the Premier League fixtures around us as well, because we're on the Wednesday night and there's games tomorrow, isn't there? Man United, I think, are on tomorrow. Is that right? No, Man City. Man City are on tomorrow, so they could go top of the table tomorrow.
Liverpool against Spurs. I think obviously someone's got to drop points.
Yeah, someone's going to drop points. It's either going to be Man City, Liverpool, Leicester. It's going to be one of us. We'll definitely drop, but they've got a tough game, haven't they? Tottenham and Liverpool. That's fair.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
That's a massive game.
And to be honest, it depends on whether or not we do well in our game. That'll actually watch that because I don't watch match of the day or nothing if Everton get beat.
I'm the same.
Yeah, it's how it goes, isn't it?
Do you think before we shoot, do you think you can achieve European football? Get a place this season?
I think we can definitely achieve European football, as in top 6, and get into Europa League. I think the Champions League's the big question mark, whether we could do that. I'm not completely sold. I mean, there's still a long way to go. We've still got a lot of football to play. I think we'll get top 6, but I'm not sold on top 4. As for you guys, I think top 4's a goer.
It should have been last season, but we were just slightly pinched to the the race with Man United and the injuries that didn't help. But I feel like we could definitely get a top 4 finish. But it depends where they focus more on. If they're going to focus on the Europa League or not, I think that will be the destin of
getting into the Champions League by winning that.
No, I don't know. I don't know what Brendan's thinking, but the further we go in Europe, I think it will be a much more of a challenge for us to finish top 4 in the Prem.
I see, yeah, because obviously it's juggling games, more chance of injuries. It's a gamble game, and I think, of course, if we do get into Europe next season, we've got to do that ourselves. So it's something that a lot of our fans are like buzzing now because we're like going back-to-back league games and winning, but it's not as easy to do that when you've got a Europa League game in between.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't keen on the idea of Europa League, but if we can get to the semis, I'll get really, really excited about it. And I think we have got the side to be able to get there. To be honest with you, we've got a very good side. Rodgers is rotating it well. He does mean business. He's in it to win it. He's quoted saying for Europe, so it's not like we're just playing for the fun of it. He is in it to win it. So who knows?
Good, yeah. Well, I'll be honest, if you get into Europe, you should be playing that way anyway. But some people who treat the Europa League as a chore, but I don't think we're certainly not, as a fan base, we're certainly not looking at it that way, and I don't think you guys will either.
No, it's a debut season in it, though. I think if you're in it every flipping year, I think it might get a bit annoying having this Thursday, because we've not played a Saturday game of football for a long time. It's been Sunday because of Europa.
Not the same, is it? I prefer football on Saturday, mate.
Yeah, those 3 o'clock kickoffs are great, but mind you, none of us are having normal kickoffs these days because of the corona. It's all been a bit weird. It's been a weird one, to be fair. It really has.
Roll on, hopefully have some fans back in the ground next season and roll it up, roll on next year. You never know.
I'm a season ticket holder, and I miss going, but I don't miss the aggro to get there on time.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a lot less of a traffic jam to get from your kitchen to your living room, isn't it?
Definitely. Oh dear.
One last question before we finish. We always finish on like quite a light note. What's your favourite? I can imagine this could be an interesting one.
Here we go.
What's your favourite or weirdest experience with a celebrity or a famous footballer? Does it involve Jamie Vardy by any chance?
Oh God, weirdest experience. So it's not quite with a celebrity, but the weirdest experience that I've ever done during the Euros, the 2016 campaign, just before England kicked it all off in Russia. I got booked by the newspapers to go out to to Dover, to the English Channel. The reason for it was there was a Russian submarine spotted in the English Channel. So you're like, what the fuck is this going on about? So I got booked to go out there in England kit and a Lord Nelson type thing. So and a proper spot glass thing and all this. I went out on a boat looking for this Russian submarine, giving Putin some aggro, get out of our seas. And it was all like, I don't really know why, but I was booked for that.
Why did they ask you to do
that? Because obviously I looked like Vardy, and Vardy was going to the Euros.
Oh my God.
I don't fucking know, but it was a bit of banter. But yeah, that was a
really
pay you well
one. For it?
No, because I didn't see a penny of it because it all went to the con man that fucked me over.
Oh, there you go. What was the point of that?
Experience, though, isn't it? Eh?
And we didn't even beat Russia, did we?
No.
No, there you go.
Good fun, though.
Yeah, certainly. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you again, Lee, for the completing your hat trick. I think this is their time on the show.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to have you on, and it won't be long until the next one, no doubt.
Yeah, if anyone wants to hear some more dodgy stories like that, just hop over to my channel. I talk about them all the time.
most certainly. Definitely check that out. His Twitter handle will be below Lee on this show anyway, so make sure you give him a follow, and there's lots of great content. And
road to 6K subscribers as well, road to 6,000. So
there you go. You can see that in the certainly give Lee a follow and check out all his banter on Twitter because it's excellent. So as I say, like, we've got Leicester on Wednesday night. Give us a comment, give us a like, subscribe for more content in the build up to that. And until next time, thank you guys for tuning in on the Toffee Blues, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.